Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Talking Feds YouTube channel. I'm Norm Eisen, filling in for Harry Littman. Last week, we talked to you about the importance of Sidney Powell's plea agreement. Today, we're going to talk about the other shoe that dropped, and it's an even larger shoe, and that is the Ken Chesebro plea agreement, what it signifies for him, for the case, and above all, for Donald Trump in both the Georgia state case and the federal case. So, where do we begin? Ken Chesebro was one of the main architects of the fake electors scheme that impacted our country so profoundly with the January 6th attack on American democracy. John Eastman, another one of the lawyers who was involved, got a lot more attention. But Ken Chesebro actually came up with many of the ideas that resulted in these fake, fraudulent, and phony electoral certificates being sent to the United States Congress for its January 6th meeting, and the pressure campaign on Mike Pence presiding on January 6th to recognize the certificates of the loser, Donald Trump, his boss, perpetuating Trump in office instead of the actual winner, Joe Biden. Chesebro had those ideas, and he pled guilty to one count, a felony count. Unlike Powell, those were misdemeanor pleas. He pled guilty to a felony count, count 15, of pushing those fake electoral certificates, to be precise, of submitting them to a government authority. What's the significance of that for Chesebro? He now has to complete a sentence of probation. He's had to write an apology letter. He's had to provide a recorded proffer, a statement of what he did that can be used against other defendants in the case to lock in his testimony. And he has agreed to testify truthfully at trial. That's a very profound set of obligations. The felony plea is an admission from one of its main architects that, of course, we can't have electoral certificates for the loser of the election that are missing essential details, like in Georgia. They're missing the governor's signature, certifying them as authentic. Those cannot be used to upend our election system. And in fact, count 15 is a conspiracy. Now, that's going to have impacts on everybody who's in that conspiracy, and that includes those who are named in count 15, like Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, and John Eastman. Chesebro has just become a cooperating witness, and an important one, against those individuals. Obviously, we care greatly about the trial of all of them, both for the sake of accountability for 2020, to prevent this from happening again. Giuliani and Eastman, like Chesebro, are lawyers, and a federal judge in California famously termed the events after the election of 2020 as a coup in search of a legal theory. This wasn't a coup with guns and tanks and soldiers. It was a coup with law books and statutes and lawyers. And Chesebro helped lead the way together with Giuliani and Eastman. That's important to get accountability, see justice done for 2020. But it's important because we don't want lawyers doing these things. It could happen again as soon as 2024 if there's not accountability. So it sends a powerful message to lawyers everywhere. You can only go so far on behalf of your clients. But what about the client in chief, also named in count 15, to which Chesebro pled guilty, and that's Donald Trump? I think that this guilty plea will have profound repercussions for Trump in the Georgia case, where he is going to stand trial now. One of the very interesting things about both of the defendants in this speedy trial settling in it is it opens up the calendar for an extensive amount of time between now and March. Will the judge, at the request of the DA, try to work in those additional defendants? We'll see. Whenever that trial takes place in Georgia, Donald Trump is going to have to contend with the main architect of his legal theories, but also, that's Ken Chesebro, but also one of the main people who pushed the factual underpinning for those legal theories that Trump actually won the election. That's Sidney Powell. Both of them are going to be witnesses against Donald Trump in that case, and that is going to make the Georgia case even more powerful. Already a tough case against Donald Trump. Just as important, I think it opens up, these guilty pleas, open up the path for cooperation in the federal cases. Why is that? Because once you've pled guilty, you've stood in open court, you've admitted you committed a crime, which both Chesebro and Powell did. Once you've given extensive recorded statements as well as letters of apology, that all implicates you. And it gives Jack Smith, the special counsel who's prosecuting the federal cases, a powerful set of cards to play to press Sidney Powell and Ken Chesebro to plead guilty in federal court. In Chesebro's case, that's important to Jack Smith because just as he is in the state court, he's a tour guide through the false legal theories that Donald Trump relied upon. There's a lot of proof that Ken Chesebro knew better. There's a lot of proof that Donald Trump knew better when you put Chesebro and also Powell on the stand as cooperators. That is potentially going to have a powerful effect in the federal case as well. Smith can threaten to charge them. Both of them are unindicted co-conspirators, and now they've confessed. So it really gives Smith a strong hand to try to cut a deal. I don't think Smith will be quite as favorable when it comes to the terms of the deal as Fani Willis was. It was a win-win-win in state court. It was a step forward for Fani Willis. In this case, the defendants got the opportunity to avoid long prison terms, but the public one, because for the first time, ringleaders of this conspiracy said, hey, we committed crimes. Now, Jack Smith, I think, is going to capitalize on that. That will be the biggest and most immediate impact on Trump, with that case going to trial in March 2024. And then we'll see when this case in state court featuring Trump with Chesebro and Powell testifying against him, when that goes to trial. So, bottom line, last week was a very good one for justice. The Powell plea was important, but in my view, because the phony legal theories are so central to the case, the Chesebro plea was even more important. One of the most significant developments to date in the state case, but also in the federal one. And now two shoes have dropped. A whole shoe store is about to be emptied out on Donald Trump in the state and federal cases. And I'll look forward to watching it here with all of you on the Talking Feds channel on YouTube. And I'll be back with you later this week to give you more updates on all the breaking news on what is going on in the world of accountability and the rule of law when it comes to Donald Trump. Thanks, friends.
Hey everyone, Harry here. Hope you're enjoying the content from all the friends of our channel, great experts in their fields all. I want to thank them for stepping up to the plate while I'm away. I'll be back soon, and I'm looking forward to resuming the daily videos. Talk to you later.